Matthew Stafford is back throwing footballs for the Rams. Chip Kelly sees no mob demanding for his job, hears no mob demanding for his job, and therefore will speak of no mob demanding for his job. And fellas, please do us all a favor. Please keep your hands off Jeanie Buss's ass. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it is November 14th, 2023. It's actually pretty lovely out there. A little crisp. Looking forward to getting out in that. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Because when times are tough, we have LA sports to keep us in a good mood. So before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. There weren't any games involving LA teams yesterday. It was a good day off. Meanwhile, today, Memphis is at the Lakers at 7:30. We are 10 games into the season. We still haven't seen Jared Vanderbilt play. The Lakers have yet to play their regular predicted 9-man rotation. Meanwhile, the Clippers are at Denver at 7 o'clock. And yep, we are still awaiting for that first win with James Harden. UC Irvine is at 16th ranked USC tonight. You know, for all the talk about Bronny James and Isaiah Collier, it's actually Boogie Ellis, who was named to a preseason All-American first team by the Sporting News. And speaking of the news, let's get to it. Matthew Stafford is expected to play Sunday when the Rams host Seattle. This is, of course, according to Sean McVay. Stafford was sidelined 2 weeks ago with a sprain in the ulnar collateral ligament going to his right thumb. And now he's throwing again. The Rams are on a 3-game losing streak, which was so bad that when they lost 2 weeks ago, they cut the poor bastard who was playing quarterback in the first place. That's not just like your run-of-the-mill cut. That's literally like asking who farted at a house party and kicking the culprit out on the streets. Life is tough. We should all know that by now. Meanwhile, McVay faced the press to justify signing NFL journeyman and Prince Harry lookalike Carson Wentz, who has played for 4 teams in 4 years. One of the scribes asked Sean McVay if Wentz could be with the team beyond this season. Quote, "I think that's to be determined. I think we were just excited about being able to get him in the building. We had a need. We're excited about Matthew Stafford back, but I think to have somebody that's played as well as he's played, has had as many experiences as he's had to be out there, and kind of available is rare. So we were excited about the opportunity to be able to get him into the building." Unquote. Now, I read that long quote to bring up a side topic. Somebody needs to put an over-under on the number of times Sean McVay says he's excited. Excited! If McVay were not a head football coach, I'm telling you, this guy would be holding seminars for a multi-level marketing company. Hi, I'm Sean McVay, and I'm excited to tell you about Herbalife, sponsor of the LA Galaxy. And I say that as a Galaxy fan. It's a little awkward having that on the chest of the kit, but so be it. I'm not always excited to see Herbalife on my soccer jersey. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Also with the Rams, there is a belief that linebacker Ernest Jones and lineman Rob Havenstein will play against Seattle as well. Defensive tackle Bobby Brown has been cleared to return to practice. He might be activated. We just don't know yet. In my opinion, and I could be wrong, the push to oust UCLA football coach Chip Kelly right now is way more sizzle than steak. The sizzle is noted LA Times drama king Bill Plaschke writing, "Chip Kelly must go." I'm telling you, man, I realize I'm starting to get up there in years. Totally acknowledge it. They really need to rename Bill Plaschke's column "Old Man Screaming at the Clouds." That is the sizzle. The steak is the $8.5 million check that the athletic department would have to scratch for him if they fire him. And look, I've seen you guys comment, and I hear you. I do. Kelly is just 33 and 33 in 6 years at UCLA with no bowl victories, no New Year's Day games, certainly not the Rose Bowl. So when you guys tell me that you think Kelly should get the axe, I do hear you. I do. But UCLA isn't like Microsoft firing its CEO. It is a public school. It's a public school. $8.5 million is a massive amount of money when you're a public school. That's a lot. Now, as for Kelly, he's telling the scribes that he hasn't heard anybody call for his job, which means he's living under a rock, but considering the money he gets, that must be a hell of a comfortable rock. Put me under that rock, please. I bet the Wi-Fi, I bet everything is amazing under that rock. But here's what he said, quote, "I would not have a clue about what's going on outside these walls. If there's speculation, I don't know about it." Now, he told that to the LA Times. And having read that story, it is abundantly obvious, by the way, that LA Times reporter Ben Bolch continues to be bad at his job. Absolutely. As many of you guys know, I'm a former scribe, spent more than 25 years in journalism before that whole industry went pfft. But what I can tell you is the reason I believe Ben Bolch is bad at his job, among others, is because he inserted himself into the Times article that he wrote about Kelly. A reporter asked Kelly if, nah, bro, you inserted yourself. That was you. And that, by the way, for those of you who haven't gone to college to learn journalism, it is a big no-no. You see it all the time with a lot of these half-assed news outlets. A reporter asked, I chased down this congressman. It is a huge no-no because it is a narcissistic attempt to elevate your status to the people that you're supposed to cover. That is not your job. Your job is to take the information that you get about the people you're supposed to cover and hand it over to the people so that they can make up their own minds. Huge difference, huge difference. You are a scribe. You are there to let us know what the Bruins are doing. You are not there to tell us what you do about the Bruins. That is activism, not journalism. That is not your job description. It is not your level. I do not buy the LA Times to read about Ben Bolch. And I'm super frustrated about this because every single day, are you a Bruins fan, by the way, guys? I know many of you are. Are you a Bruins fan? Every single day, I am going through as many news outlets as I can to try to find and give you Bruins coverage. And I can't do it as successful as I can do with USC because the people covering USC realize that they are not there to tell everybody at USC what to do. But Ben Bolch is, really. I don't buy the Times to read about Ben Bolch. I buy the Times to read about the Bruins, and judging from his reportage, he doesn't know squat about the Bruins. In terms of updates, the following is weak sauce, so sue me. It is, like I said, very difficult to get good intel on UCLA football. But even though third-string quarterback Colin Schley started against Arizona State, the Bruins had all 5 quarterbacks during warm-up. Now, by the way, that includes normal first-string quarterback Ethan Garbers. That includes top recruit Dante Moore. I did not learn that from Ben Bolch. I learned that from looking at the pre-game tape. So then it tells you something about the upcoming rivalry game against USC for the Victory Bell. If it tells me that Schley might be getting healthy enough to start. But I don't know because Ben Bolch didn't ask. And that matters because if Colin Schley starts Saturday, I think USC is going to stomp him. I do. But if Garber starts, UCLA has a much better shot. If you have ever wondered what happens during NBA owners meetings, and God help you if you do, you really need to start collecting stamps or something. There is a lot to do in those owners meetings. You know, there are potential rule changes you have to develop. You have to debate the next collective bargaining agreement. And apparently you have to resist the urge to grab Jeanie Buss's ass. The Lakers owner, who I must say probably does have a nice derriere because she did pose for Playboy, said another NBA owner was taken aback by her apple-bottom jeans and her boots with the fur. Quote, as we were waiting, taking a break from the meeting, and everybody's in line for the buffet for lunch during the lunch break, somebody grabs my ass. I turn around and I was so shocked. But it was like, again, if I didn't have the confidence that my dad put in me, that was a moment where I wanted to shrink and be nothing, that I would have, you know, gotten sick and said, I gotta go. Do I really belong here? You know, I'm really not just one of the group, unquote. Instead, what she said, quote, I just gave him a dirty look, like back off, unquote. Now, to be clear, we are not pro grab random women's asses at Faithful Angelenos, right? I tend to be pro grab your wife's ass in private, grab your girlfriend's ass in private. I can appreciate that, unless, of course, your wife or your girlfriend then says no, and then you have to go running out and get her some Starbucks and some flowers. I think we've all been there. I don't know what year that this allegedly happened. And by the way, she did not say which team owner did that. And we don't know. Because if you go to NBA.com, none of the owners' biographies include their history of sexual battery. But I don't know how much stock I put in Jeanie Buss's opinions of men overall. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't know how to judge her judgment of men. Because she married Jay Moore. What? What? You married a noted joke thief. I get it. I mean, sometimes guys, even with stolen material, can be a little charming and all that. I totally understand. And I'm not saying this means you deserve to get your booty grabbed. But you married Jay Moore. Anyway, the Lakers are 5-5. Now, that is not an amazing record. But if you recall, they started last season 2-8. So it's an upgrade. But the nagging question remains, are the Lakers relying on 38-year-old LeBron James too much? If you recall the 30-minute limit that Darvin Ham wanted, right? And I was like, wait, if they're only going over a couple of minutes, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But maybe we have to reconsider that. Because LeBron James is averaging not closer to 30, he's averaging 35, which is pretty close to his career average of 38 minutes a game. Technically, you could even suggest that the average dropped because he didn't play against Portland on Sunday. And also, when the Lakers got their ass kicked last week in Houston, Ham pulled him out early after having played only 26, 27 minutes. So maybe there isn't an overreaction, right? Like if he played only 32 minutes, you're like, oh, well, okay. But this, that might be a reason to be concerned. James missed Sunday's game, not to simply rest, but because he did have a calf injury. Did those extra 5 minutes a night play a role? The Dodgers' James Outman finished 3rd in National League Rookie of the Year voting. Arizona's Corbin Carroll won the award. But you know who didn't even get a single vote? Didn't even get one? Dodgers starting pitcher Bobby Miller. By the way, we've been talking about this now for a week. Every day a scribe will put up on the interwebs, there's a hot new rumor the Dodgers are interested in, and I saw that again yesterday. And I opened it up and I'm like, dude, we already put that name on the list over there. You are super late as hell. This is one of the reasons why I put all the list of the names that of people that the Dodgers are allegedly interested in up there. It's 30 freaking names, guys. 30. There are so many names on that list that the scribes are now recycling the names just to make it sound as if they have hot breaking news. LAFC finally knows when it will resume its quest for a second consecutive MLS Cup. The Black and Gold will play at Seattle at 6:30 Sunday. We are hoping to be quick learners about the NWSL. I haven't seen an Angel City FC match, but with the offseason underway, what I can tell you is that they are ranked 8th in a power rankings from CBSSports.com. The Scribe is claiming that the team needs to improve on the back line because right now Angel City says that Angel City's focus is way too much on the attack. 3-time Sixth Man of the Year Lou Williams went on a podcast I do not listen to and said the Clippers blew their chance at the 2020 title. That was the COVID bubble year because, quote, we started to hear the rumblings that nobody is going to respect this chip, so we kind of just took our foot off the gas, unquote. He added, I think I was in the bubble for 97 days, and on day 67, I was like, let's get out of here. Mentally, we were not in it for the long game. We didn't really see the pot of gold at the end of it, unquote. Which might explain why Williams saw a plate of hot wings from an Atlanta strip club at the end of it, but I digress. You let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about Matthew Stafford making a difference for the Rams. Talk to me about if the mob should be demanding Chip Kelly's job. Despite the fact that that's a big check a public school would have to cut. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Quien Corta El Queso production. Take care.